football dads are me now, there's a dilemma at Arsenal. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon, including myself, about we need an out number 9 striker. But there is an issue. There is an issue because we know, as Arsenal fans and what we've seen in the past, that Mikel Arteta likes or even loves Kai Havertz. Now, Kai Havertz is going to be a number 1 starting striker, number 9. Although he plays in a slightly laid-back role, more like a false 9 when he does play. When he's not in that midfield position, which it doesn't work, so we've got to write that off immediately. It didn't work against Villa, and that's what cost us the title when he dropped him into the midfield 8 and had made the room accommodated for Jesus, and it just didn't work, did it? And everyone was jumping on the bandwagon about that and saying no. Kai Havertz coming to his form as that false 9, and we made allowances for Jesus and absolutely nosed up the season, losing that game to Aston Villa. Cost us the title, really. If you have it right, if we'd have won that game against Villa, we would now be champions. So who's going to come to Arsenal as an out-and-out number 9 and be second choice to Kai Havertz? Now, there's not going to be a lot of strikers that are going to want to do that. I know we've done it before when we brought in Ray, a goalkeeper. We already had Ramsdale. Everybody said that, you can't have 2 number 1 starting, 2 number 1 goalkeepers competing for that place. And you got in goalkeeping, in terms of goalkeepers, you have like a number 1 and then a backup in case anything goes wrong, because normally your number 1 choice goalkeeper plays the season. You might have your number 2 playing the League Cup, certain maybe other competitions. Some managers use their number 2 choices in the Europa League, things like that, to give them game time. But I don't think we're going to get a Victor Osimhen, a player of that calibre this summer, because we know Kai Havertz is the number 1 choice for Mikel Arteta. So I think what we're going to be looking for really is a replacement for Eddie Nketiah, because when Eddie Nketiah has had his chance, Eddie Nketiah, he's not cut the mustard. He's not good enough. I mean, you do need someone to challenge for them positions as well. You need someone good enough to challenge, to take over your spot. If you have a bad game or a bad couple of games, you train bad, your place is in threat. But with Eddie Nketiah, there's no threat to Kai Havertz up front. Jesus, is he really an out-and-out number 9? I don't think so. He hasn't proved himself to be an out-and-out number 9. I think he plays better off the right or the left. To be maybe a cover for Saka on that right-hand side. That's a possibility to Jesus. But when he has actually started up front, especially this season, the last season just gone, he hasn't really cut the mustard, and I don't think he's going to be. The choice to try and usurp Kai Havertz. But you've got to think about it in terms of which top number 9 striker would want to come to Arsenal to try and challenge for his position. Because when you buy a player like Victor Osimhen, they're expected to go straight into the team, straight in there and take over that focal point, that number 9. That's what the problem is. That's the dilemma. So Kai Havertz is definitely going to be Mikel Arteta's first choice. So all these links, we've been linked with these big strikers. That's why I think that we was linked to, say, a Benjamin Sesko, who's staying at RB Leipzig now, and a Joshua Zirkzee, who's going to be looks like he'd be going to AC Milan. There's not a lot of other strikers out there that would be worth buying to compete with Kai Havertz for that spot. So I'm not so sure we're going to actually go for one. I really don't. And I think we're going to go for a midfield player first and foremost. I think we're going to break the bank to get a player to play alongside Declan Rice in that midfield, so they can interchange the 6 and the 8 positions and complement each other. And there's a lot of players out there that will cost a lot of money, and it's not going to leave a lot of money left in the bank for us to buy a number 9. So this this narrative of looking for an out-and-out number 9, I'm starting to think to myself, I don't really think we're going to go for it. I really don't. And there's whispers, there's so many links with all sorts of players, and you know, it's not worth listening. I'll be here all day, but every day we link to 4 or 5 different players. I don't know whether it's true. I don't know whether there's any. I don't know if there's any substance in these links, because I ain't got no inside information. I just react to videos that I just see, and I give my opinions on it. But this is the way I'm feeling now. Is I don't think that we're going to go for a big number 9, like a big £100 million, £120 million number 9, like a Victor Osimhen, something like that. I can't see it happening. It's going to be someone that, like a second choice striker. So, but he's got to be better than Eddie Nketiah, you know. So let's have a little think about what player we should be going for. Now, I was advocating to go for Ollie Watkins, but on reflection, you know, I'd love him to come to the club, but it would cost us a lot of money, but would he usurp Kai Havertz? It could be a great thing for us. It could be a great competition. I mean, thinking in terms of competition for that spot, it would be good. But would he be willing to compete with someone that Arteta obviously rates and thinks a lot of? Because even when he was getting slammed, even when he was getting ridiculed, he was consistently being played. He did get dropped a couple of times, but not for long. And you know, the reason why it weren't for long is because Jesus up front wasn't cutting the mustard, was he? Now listen, let me put your comments in the section below. Stick a like on the video. Helps us out, helps the channel out, helps me grow, and I appreciate everybody that's subscribed and everybody that sticks a like on the video and everybody that's commented. But I'd like to know who you think, or what do you think about this situation? Do you think we are actually going to go for a striker, or do you think, like I'm starting to realise, I'm starting to feel that we're going to break the bank probably on a midfield player, central midfield player, and sort of then just use whatever's left out of the budget to maybe get a second choice number 9. That's what I believe. I mean, you know, as we were talking about last night on my live stream, and with the panel with Anthony and Scott, Gunnar Matata, and the old school gunner, and we sort of realised that we come to the conclusion that the man management skills of Mikel Arteta is his greatest downfall. That's what he ain't got. He might be a great coach, he might be a decent tactician, but his man management skills, the way he handles players, and it screams volumes from the players that he's fed out with. Perhaps he's not the greatest man manager. You know, like we're falling out with the likes of Ozil, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Kieran Tierney, Matteo Guendouzi. You know, is it an ego thing? Quite possibly. Let me know what you think in the comments.